Hi there, crew members and civilians. That was just a quick glimpse of the finished model. Now we're going to travel back in time so that I can show you some of the process of building that model. Let's go. God, I just love that music, didn't you? Do you remember the episode? I think it was Tomorrow is Yesterday, when they did that slingshot around the sun and then the Enterprise was traveling back in time, and then Mr. Sulu just said, "Captain, the chronometer's going backwards," and it's like that music comes in like na 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 na, just a real feeling of like 1960s back in time travel. Anyway, let's get into this. And so the finished model in the future is at the later part of this video. Now, of course, you can actually just skip to that if you're only interested in seeing the finished model. But there are elements in this finished model that I'm going to explain now. So if you just skip to the back part of this video and then you start putting comments in because you see things like the swimming pool and you think it's too big, what I'm going to explain now is the function of that swimming pool, and because it isn't just a swimming pool, it functions as something else, as does the swimming pool in the saucer section. So if you are going to comment, actually just, at least watch the explanation and get my thoughts on it. And then if you want to comment, go right ahead. Especially if you don't agree with this idea of this big pool in the secondary hull. Okay, so first off, straight off the bat, I was going to have this as an Olympic-sized swimming pool until I checked out how big an Olympic-sized swimming pool actually is, and it is enormous, and that is too big. So I scaled it down to a regular size swimming pool. So standard size pool is 25 meters long and 12 meters wide. Okay, which is still quite big. I mean, that's still a pretty big body of water. So I've scaled it down to that. Now, the swimming pool isn't just a swimming pool, it's actually a water supply for the ship. Okay, so if you're going to have this big massive body of water on a ship that's traveling out into deep space for 5 years, then why not do something with it? Of course it can just be in water tanks, and that's good, but why not actually do something with it that's useful and beneficial for the crew, which is what I've done. I've done this like standard size swimming pool, and yet people can swim in it. But with the kind of technology that we have on board the Enterprise, all those, what was it, 100 and something years into the future, it has sophisticated filtration systems and stuff like that, so that when you actually get the water to drink, it's absolutely clean water, even though all of the crew have been swimming in it. Okay, so that's how it is. When I posted the previous video to this, which was just a bit of a heads up preview for this video, comments came in saying, look, this swimming pool on deck with deck 19 taking up also 3 deck heights is most people were very polite about it. A few people came in saying it's ridiculous, this is nonsense, they wouldn't have this on board and blah blah blah. But my thoughts is that they actually totally would have this on board. Many times this build in the Enterprise is related to like a submarine, and we know the incredible crews that go down in submarines, and it's a really cramped environment, and they're hot bunking, so one will get out of bed, another one will get in, and it's really cramped and that kind of thing. And people are saying, look, if crews can do that, then they can do, they don't need like multi-deck spaces on, and swimming pools and all that kind of thing. And I just need to point out that a submarine at any point can surface. If the crew start going bonkers or serious psychological conditions start to arise in that submarine, they can actually surface and get immediate assistance. That is not going to happen in deep interstellar space. You're on your own, folks, out there. So if you've watched previous videos of mine, you will know that one of the top priorities of the mission of the Enterprise is crew mental health. all right? If everybody's getting on each other's nerves and getting in each other's way, starting to get stressed, they're not going to be doing the jobs right, they're not going to be responding to emergency situations correctly, and the entire mission is jeopardized. So, you know, and also there's the argument, oh, no, yeah, but wait a minute. The Enterprise, it's always fairly close to a starbase. No, it isn't. It can be, but we've all seen the episodes where it gets blasted out into, I don't know, caught in some kind of space storm, or like the, you know, Tomorrow Is Yesterday, where it ends up in Earth orbit in 1960s. No starbase there, folks. So this thing, it's here right in front of me, this thing has to be absolutely self-sufficient under what could be the worst case scenario. That it gets caught in a time warp or something, and it gets thrown out to the outer edge of the galaxy, and it's like light years away from a starbase and all that kind of thing. Warp engines go out. You've got 3 years before you get to a blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's why I'm placing multi-deck levels on this, and swimming pools and facilities that really facilitate crew mental health, well-being. Not just feeling okay, but well-being on board this ship. Because they've got no sunrises or sunsets or fresh air for 5 years. That's a bit of a big deal. All right, anyway, here I am again, rambling on. So let me show you, here's one of the nacelles, the warp nacelles, and I was very good to myself yesterday, because as you know, I'm actually doing a lot of this old school with a scalpel and a ruler and cutting things out. But a few people have pointed out to me that, you know, look man, you are going to end up with carpal tunnel syndrome doing that. And, you know, at first I thought, no, it's not going to happen. I've been doing it for 2 years. But then I'm thinking, okay, well, that's a bit of a point there. Especially when you see all these circles here. Cutting circles out is a really precise, demanding thing. And so yesterday I went up to the laser cutters and I thought, look, I'm going to spend a little bit of money. Thank you, patrons. You are so appreciated. Spend a little bit of money, and I had all of these circles cut out, and the circles are forming the structure of the nacelle of the warp engine. I'm really enjoying that because it's actually starting to look pretty good and also pretty strong. Before I show you the tour of the finished model, just got to give a shout out to Ed at Toy and Prop Masters in Florida. He became a patron, and also he is offering all the new signed up patrons, regardless of what level you sign up to. He's offering all the signed up patrons 10% discount on the products on his Etsy shop. The link to his shop is in the description. When you sign up, of course, you can just go to the link and go to the Etsy shop and, you know, make a purchase. But here's the awesome thing. When you sign up to Patreon and become a patron, regardless of the level, you get a code, which when you go to Ed's Etsy shop and you give the code, you get a 10% discount, regardless of what you buy. So you don't have to buy a certain amount before you get that discount, whatever. There you go. So thank you very much for that gesture, Ed. And now let's take a look at this finished model. Wait. Don't go anywhere. Let me also just make it clear that the model that you're about to see now is a model of the frame, okay, that will hold all the interior details. I have put a few interior details in it, like, you know, a little bit of GNDN stuff in engineering and in the nacelles. So I've kind of dressed the nacelles a bit, but that's just me. I get carried away. I was almost going to start putting a few crew quarters in and said, Mr. Trek, no! All this is meant to be is a framework, so you can see the actual framework that all the all the interior will be placed in. At the moment, the materials, I'm thinking that the materials of the framework are going to be aluminium or steel and wood. So this saucer section is holding up pretty good, actually. Let me just take out this little detail, which you're going to see in full in a moment. GNDNs in engineering. It's holding up pretty well. So there, I mean, there's no other support on this now. The dorsal is glued on with super strong glue, so that's not going anywhere. We can literally get caught in a time warp with this one. And a few GNDNs fell out, not glued in. But this is going. This is good. I'm very, very happy with that. All right. So when I see the model here, and I know the 1/25th scale model is going to be a lot heavier, but my thoughts is that the dorsal section could be steel, with steel struts going down into the secondary hull, and also maybe the nacelles could also, you know, the pylon could also be some kind of like steel framework, but definitely this area here can be wood, you know, like a light plywood or something, because it's already very, very strong. It's super strong, and it might even be that let me show you just quickly. It might even be that this area here is like a steel frame that kind of bolts very securely onto the dorsal section, but then the rest of this, for weight purposes, could be like a wooden frame. I'm investigating that, and I think that's probably the way it's going to go. Okay, Mr. Trek, you are rambling on a little bit. So let's go now and just take a nice look at the finished model with a tour. What do you think of that? Was that beautiful? I do actually have a confession to make. And a few people have noticed it, so thank you. I love it that people notice this kind of thing. And the mistake that I've made, and I've made this twice now, I built the saucer section straight off the bat. A few comments came in saying, that saucer looks too thick. And absolutely right, it was. So I was almost halfway through the build and I broke it down. I just thought, it's got to be right. So I broke it down, made the saucer section less thick, and then that's the full build that you can see now. But guess what? It's still too thick. I'm not going to rebuild it. This finished model is as it is, but the saucer section is actually too thick. It needs to have like 1/3 of the thickness taken off for it to be accurate. And it's okay. It's okay. I mean, this is a finished model, and that is why I'm doing these models, because I'm learning. That mistake, if that mistake happened on the 1/25th scale model, no, it's not going to happen. So thank you for the eagle-eyed viewers and the comments that come in from that. I really appreciate it. And when I first read the comment, I think, oh no. But I really appreciate it, because the mission is to build a beautiful 1/25th scale USS Enterprise, the original ship, and that's what we're going to do. Please do consider becoming a patron. Can't do this without you. We are 268 patrons now, and more 12 came in this month already. 12 new patrons at level 2 and 2 at level 3. So do consider that. The link is in the description. And as always, let me know in the comments section what you think of this. And I'm having an absolute blast building this. And the more the project gains momentum, the more I'm just, the energy level is rising. I'll see you soon with the next video. Bye for now.